Hey, I'm Matt. This Big Three is coming out of a talk that I had with one of the contributors to the Situational Mindfulness course. This is Max Garces. He's a homicide detective, interrogator, and hostage negotiator. He's been doing this work for about 30 years. So I've been doing some work with him, and we became buddies, and I asked him if he would contribute his decades of experience in situational awareness to this course. But then after that, we started talking about rapport building and how to get people just comfortable talking. It was about the question, talk about three things that you're into that you could just talk about for a long time. And then I said, we're doing the Big Three. So this is the Big Three with a really sweet man, super kind, super empathetic, and we could learn a lot from this guy. Take the course if you haven't already. This is Max Garces. Okay, so we talked about rapport building. And you had a guy say, talk about the three things that you're most into. So this is when I put you on the spot of the three things that I'm most into. It's not about you anymore. And this is Matt Lucas Big Three. You're in the shadows. We see a side of police officers that are one side, and I really, I just need to say that, like, the work that I've done with you, and I've seen you work, and you guys had a feeling sort of talk when I was in there. I literally almost had to leave. I had to leave the room for a second and almost like tear up because you said some beautiful things, and I thank you for that. And so let's talk about what kind of music you into.
I like country music.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah, and I like it because it's storytelling,
Yeah.
and that's what I like. And sometimes it's sad, and sometimes it's not. But yeah, I like country music. I like listening to it. I like the stories. I like
Are you like an Waylon and Willie kind of era, or are you modern era?
No, more of I'd say around '90s. George Strait.
Oh yeah.
Some Garth Brooks, some Brooks and Dunn.
Yeah, I was their chef. I was a chef for Brooks and Dunn and Reba.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're amazing.
Yeah, I actually have a kind of an interesting story on how I really honestly never listened to it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And when I was in the Marine Corps, I was stationed in North Carolina, and my roommate was a guy from Oklahoma. Loved country music.
Yeah.
So. And you're in the military, you're away from home, you're just you're doing your training, you're doing your thing, and then he just would turn it on and listen to it. And I mean, I had no choice but to listen to it. We were both in the same room, and I thought, this is good stuff. Before that, I would have said, oh, I don't country music, I don't. And then this was back in the '90s. Early '90s, and I thought, this is good music, and that's how I got into it, started listening to it and everything else. So it was nice. It was a good experience, something I never had any exposure to, and then he starts to play it, and I liked it, and I loved it ever since.
Yeah. So I'll add on to I'm a huge country fan. I mean, I'm a songwriter too, so I love country music, and I've even got to play, and out in the Nashville scene and the songwriter scene and stuff like that. But
Nice.
There's a great artist named Sturgill Simpson. So I will text over his name, Sturgill Simpson. And I've already talked about Jason Isbell on the Big Three, but there's another dude, there's another band where Jason Isbell came from called the Drive-By Truckers. And it's just great music, kind of a little bit more underground, but still, very accessible. I love it. Country music. That's, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. Okay, when you wake up, you just kind of have some old country. Like when I wake up and it's kind of, foggy outside, just have coffee, chill out, make some food or whatever, have some old country on, and just kind of clean the house and put around. Yeah. Oh, great vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
What do you do for? What do you do? Do you train? Do you how do you take care of yourself?
I try to. I'm not great at it. I don't.
Yeah.
I kind of actually with the whole COVID thing, I kind of slowed down a little bit. But I think the last 3 weeks I've gotten more into it. But I like the functional training. I like the functional, the body weight stuff. Not a lot of. I'm not a big heavyweight guy, but I'm also in I'm older, so I can't throw around weights, and I've never been a big weights kind of guy.
Yeah.
But I like the medicine ball, the dumbbells, what do you call the KB swing type stuff.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so the TRXs,
Yeah. I got some stuff I
that
need to
kind of
send you.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
some stuff I'll send you. Oh, what do you think of the music your daughters listen to?
You know what? They're actually pretty good. My girls
Okay.
don't listen to anything too crazy. They
Okay.
actually like, they've had to listen to country on the long drives, so they actually like it. They're a little
Yeah.
more modern,
Okay, good.
but yeah, they're more of a variety type. They do like some country when they
Okay.
feel in the country mood.
Yeah.
They'll listen to some of the newer stuff. They're pretty good. They don't listen to anything really hardcore on either. I wouldn't say on any extremity.
Hmm.
They're kind of middle of the road, and they like what they turn on their music, but overall they like it, and I approve of it. I don't,
Okay.
not that I'd have anything to say about it, but what they listen to is okay.
How about okay, and then I food. I was a cook, and but some people like to talk about the way that they eat. Some people talk about the things they like to cook. Some people talk about the things that they share experience with them. Like when I just say the word food, and you're a storyteller, what comes to your mind?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you right. This is pretty funny. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean, obviously I'm Hispanic, but I really do love Mexican food. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
it's just mama's cooking, and
yeah.
there's nothing like it. And more recently, and I say more recently, probably the last 6 to 8 months,
Hmm.
I've really taken to just let me try to make some of the old recipes.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so I'll make it. That I make a terrible mess in the kitchen. My wife hates it, but I'll grill the jalapenos and the chilies and the garlics and I mean it smells so good, and
Yeah.
mix it all up and let it slow cook. But I like to slow cook. I like to
Yeah.
slow cook things. Get
Yeah.
it all blended in. So yeah, I mean really I love the slow cooked foods, the slow cooked now, and then you start talking about barbecue. That's a different story. I
So
love
yeah.
the slow cooked ribs and all that, and I'll do some of that. But lately, I'd say the last 6 or 8 months, it's been the Mexican food,
Yeah.
the slow cooked, just delicious with the vegetables, and that's been my latest.
In the
So
Mexican food, do you like the slow cook kind of stew stuff, or do you put it in enchiladas, or do you like make tacos? Like what are the?
I, most of it'll be like a meat. Like last night, I made some short ribs, in
Mm,
in like a chili sauce, in a Dutch oven. Threw it in the oven for about 3 hours, and just the ribs fall apart. They're actually big chunky short ribs, the beef short ribs,
yeah.
and they just yeah. So I'll make that, and then obviously a little side. So usually it's not necessarily a stew. It's just I don't even know what you would call it. Just a meat and a sauce.
Yeah.
And the sauce is just delicious with all the vegetables in it.
Oh,
So yeah,
well,
it's good. It was good.
yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just made oxtail, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
love oxtail. Oh,
Never had it.
yeah. Oh, you never had oxtail?
Nope, nope.
See,
I had
this
oxtail.
is then see this is one of the things. So this is like why I love food so much, because it is that moment where when you meet someone and you talk about these things and you're like, wait, you've never had oxtail, and there's that moment where you're like, and now now it's like there's this part of me that just needs to go wants to go grab a bunch of oxtail and just eat this now, right? It's the
Yeah,
grandma
try
in
it.
me, right? Yeah. Well, ma'am, thank you so much for your time. Um, I don't know if you recall the first second I met you, I was like, oh, we got to do a talk. You know what I mean? And I've just been
Yeah.
trying to tap into your mind and just great practical advice. And, thanks for sharing to the people that, I mean, everything you said, I don't think we understand how simple this work really is. It's about taking simple ideas and putting them into subtle and creative environments. So thanks so much for that. Is there anything else you'd
No,
like to add? Did we skip
no.
anything?
I just think same with you. I mean, you said a couple things. It's like just be kind. In a lot of ways, we can all do our job,
Mm-hmm.
and be kind, be understanding and be mindful of who you're coming across as.
Yeah.
And I think that's important because at the end of the day, what we have is our experiences, and we have a lot of control over those experiences, how you come across in that experience.